guys, it's Amanda. It is it's another hot day, y'all. The humidity is up in 75%. We're supposed to have storms today. I don't know if we're going to have them or not, but welcome back to my channel. Fixing to let my birds out, and then I'm going to go get some onions. I've been putting onions up and storing them. I'm having to salvage a lot because the heat is absolutely ruined a lot of them, which is, you know, it's typical for the South. It's very hard to keep onions. So I'm going to take you over there, show you what I'm gathering, how I'm bagging them up, and I'm going to be dehydrating some and showing you how to do that. It's the first time I'm dehydrating onions. I usually just pull them out as needed, but this year, with such a blessed abundance, I need to do something with them, and they're not keeping the way they are now. They're not keeping like I want them to now as far as being cool, so I'm going to dehydrate them. I've got a bunch frozen, but I could use the freezer space, so instead I'm going to be dehydrating them. So yes, it's just hot, y'all. I am so looking forward to autumn. So let me go ahead and get these chickens out. I'll take you over there, get the onions, and we will get this day started. And the name of today's video, I guess you're going to call it Waste Not, Depressionary Tactics, because we're not going to waste anything. That's the goal in this economy. With the inflation and everything, use what we got, even if it means going through and doing stuff that we wouldn't normally do. This is what we're going to do. So anyway, let's get to it. Okay, so I'm back in here where the onions and potatoes are being stored. I'm going to grab these onions and the ones on top, and I'm going to take them in the house, bag them up, show you how to do that. And I'm already smelling them, so I know there's some bad ones in here. I just got 2 eggs. My girls are starting to lay again. They've been molting like crazy, which I can't blame them in this heat. So let me go ahead and get this 5-gallon, actually it's a little more than a 5-gallon bucket full, and take them inside, and Lord willing, we'll see how many good ones we can get out of all these, salvage out of them. All right, guys, so I'm back, and I've got this absolutely slam full. I had to go through quite a few that were soft, mushy. I could smell them. I knew they were bad. Chucked them. I probably still have about maybe 1.5 more of these out there. I'm praying to get a lot that I can store. I am outside doing this because it makes a mess. I got my fan. I had to turn it off. I need to turn it back on because I am pouring. Of course, I got my ice cold water. Anyway, guys, like I said, it's 95 right now. It's over that with the heat index. Anyway, what I did is I got this mesh netting. You can also use pantyhose, but this mesh netting was very inexpensive. I will link it. I'll put below what it is, and you go look it up. Each one of these holds 10 pounds of, 10 pounds of onions, and I went ahead and got a lot. It cost me like $30 to get as much as I did. What you do is, this is basically the same kind of mesh that you would get at the store. They carry onions in, apples, all those type things. It's very, let me get it thrown out. It's very long, and I'm going to tell you what you do. You start at this end. I need to go get my tripod, but you start at this end, and you make a knot. Okay, you just simply make a knot. I'm sorry, my thing is not working very well today. Okay, come on, let's make a knot. Okay, anyway, you make a knot. Let me show you. You make a knot at the bottom, and then you get the very beginning of it, which, where are you at right now? This is so much. I'm going to open this up. You open it up like this. You grab an onion, take the onion, you put it in. It will go all the way to the bottom. Of course, this is a whole lot easier when you're doing it with 2 hands. You will see the onion went to the bottom. I'm going to take and I'm going to tie another knot right here. And you just continue to fill the bag up. Let me show you one I've already done. So this is one that has already been done. You can see how the knots are. I hope this is not blurry. You can see where the knots are, the onions, knots in the onions, and you just cut them off as you need them. Hubby goes, well, what if one's bad in the middle? You got to cut it off and start again. I said, you just take it out, you tie it back. So I would definitely leave some kind of space here between it. So yeah, so let me go ahead and get these filled up, see how many bags I can get. Whatever bags I don't get are going into the dehydrator, and we'll show you what's going on with that. All right, guys, so out of that basket here, I probably threw away, I kid you not, probably about 3 pounds worth of onions that were no good, along with the paper. A lot of them do have that in the middle of them. I'm just going to cut around it. I can use that part. I don't want to waste anything, so that's what I'll be doing with that. There were very few that did not have, well, that one looks pretty good, that did not have some kind of rot, and the rot was definitely beginning. That looks pretty good. In the middle, like you can see right here. So I'm going to get these. I'm going to cut them up. I'm not sure about the size, and then go ahead and get them on my trays and ended up showing you how many I get. But I guess the most important thing I'm trying to make myself learn and understand is not to waste anything. Not to waste anything. Sometimes you would look at an onion like this and you think, no, I'm going to chuck it. No, that's not what I need to be doing. I need to take that onion, go here, and just get the part that's good, which you will see, the part that's good. Okay, right here. Nothing wrong with that. I do need to cut that off. And that's part of an onion I can use. I'm just going to basically cut it in quarters like this. That looks like what I'm going to end up having to do. And that way I can make sure that I'm not wasting anything. And personally, I just think I don't think that's a big deal right there. But that's a big deal, but I can cut around that. So let me go ahead and show you how much of an actual onion that I get from this onion, even though that little part has been, well, it's rotted in the middle. So out of this onion here, the one I just cut up was pretty much this size, and it looked like that too. Just the middle part was bad. This is all of the onion that I got. It's perfectly fine. It can go on my tray in a minute to be dehydrated. And this was the bad part. So look, y'all. Look at the difference here. Even though it had a little black in the middle, all I had to do was salvage it, get the bad part out, save all of this, okay? And that's the bad part. We don't want the bad part. Now we're just going to take all of this, come here on my dehydrator. I need to break up the pieces a little bit more and go ahead and get them ready to be dehydrated. That is one of the most important things, y'all, I think we're going to have to learn to start doing is, you know, I'm not lying. I'm one of those people, I've been trying to do this, but I get lazy because I know I can go to the store. But seriously, considering I'm on this bare bones budget now and I'm trying not to waste any single thing and I'm trying to encourage myself as best I can, this is the stuff we need to do. This was Depression era tactics that they had to do. You don't go and throw a whole entire onion away just because it's got one bad spot. You work around it. And look how much onion I got to go on my dehydrator sheet. And this right here is only the bad part. This goes in the garbage. And this still can be used. Let's see what else I can get out of all these onions. Just to prove what I'm saying here and to get the point across to myself, guys, I'm going to show you, this is how many onions I've got here. It's probably about 15 onions. Most of the time, again, I would throw them away. We're not. I'm going to come back and show you how many trays of onions I get versus how much of the bad part I had to cut out to just show you there is still a lot of good onion in here to use. All right, guys, so here I've finished chopping all those onions up that I showed you. Here is everything I got. This is probably about, I want to say about 5-6 cups, maybe a little bit more. And here's the waste out of it. See, had I thrown away all of these onions, look at all the good onions I got. Had I just thrown them away because they had a little black spot in the middle or something like this that you see right here, you're missing the rest of it. So definitely good to go ahead and try to salvage them as much as possible. Now we want to see how many trays that I get. We're going to go ahead and get this dehydrated and see how they turn out. Okay, so I've got the onions out here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 racks. They're pretty much completely full. I kind of like tore them apart. It is 12:30 right now. We have this outside, by the way, because you don't want to smell your house up. I'm going to put this on. Where's my temperature guide? Herbs, raise it at probably at about, I ain't doing that. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and turn it to, it's on 125. So like I said, it's 12:30. We'll see how long it takes for these to turn to nice dehydrated onions. Guys, so I'm checking this. It's the next day. I did it from 12 o'clock yesterday, 12 and 1 o'clock yesterday till 8 o'clock last night. Turned it off because I don't like leaving stuff going outside, running, you know, when I'm in the house asleep and stuff. So I left it, got back up this morning, turned it on for 2 hours, and they are finally done. Here's what they look like. Here's a bigger piece. It says to go ahead. This is the first time I've done onions. I've done a lot of other stuff. But it says till they're leathery. These are leathery. Some of them are actually crispy. Some of them are leathery. I tell you what the problem is right now. Seriously, let me get these inside. The humidity outside, the dew point is 77. Humidity's 90%. It's not going to rain, but it sure feels like it ought to. It's horrible. So it took a lot longer. I'm assuming that's why it took longer than I thought. Some of these, none of them are wet, but they look good. So I'm going to go ahead and get these. Like I said, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 of these. You saw what they look like a moment ago before I put them in the dehydrator. Go ahead and see how much I can get out of this particular quart size jar. do kind of want to show you what I'm doing. I'm just basically scraping them like this. And there's quite a few of them. They did get crunchy, and few of them are leathery, but the actually the Excalibur dehydrator manual I got says until they're leathery, which is fine. So they do look really good, y'all. I mean, y'all, look at this. It looks amazing. So let me go ahead and get these racks off and see how much I end up getting in my quart jar. I did want to show you right now how it's easy if you use one of these dough scrapers and you get it right here. It's going to become me start up here because I have to hold it while I'm doing it. It scrapes them beautifully. It gets some of the ones that are sticky off. It's easier to do this with two hands. But I think you can see what I'm doing with the dough scraper. It gets them off beautifully so I can actually get them into the jar. So guys, here's what I ended up with. Not quite a full quart of onions. You saw how many I had. It's a great way to store them. Like I said, this is the first time that I've dehydrated onions. We've never had enough last this long. And I do want to make sure I'm using everything that I have. Definitely making sure I don't waste anything. So guys, I hope this video helps you. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time to stop by. I'm sorry, I'm like a hot mess right now because it's like so incredibly hot. Definitely a good way to store your onions. You guys have a blessed day. Thanks for stopping by. God bless.